Now comes the big guns. The episode I am so looking forward to doing. Last season did have a good moment here and there, but this is one that many of us have been waiting for a while. This is Mega Man NG, and I welcome you to another TMNT 2012 Season 3 episode review. Today we're going to be talking about Episode 20, Tale of the Yokai. This is also part 2 of the 2-part story arc involving time travel and Renee. Here's the deal. I'll provide a summary as well as the main points. I'd rather not say anything else. Let's get started. Continuing from the previous part, Turtles in Time, the Turtles arrived to a very unwelcome surprise. Ninjas. But not just any ninjas. It is the Hamato Clan. Escaping, the four learn that they have arrived 16 years in the past, but they have no idea how and why they're here. But as they observe, they would soon learn some painful truths, and how a man like Oroku Saki become the threat we know today as the Shredder. This is the second part of the time travel story, and it's one that is of major importance. We learn that yes, the Turtles have arrived 16 years into the past and meet a few familiar faces. But the most important thing about this episode is that we finally get to see what really happened on that day between Hamato Yoshi and Oroku Saki. Speaking of which, we get a plethora of debuts and appearances. Many of these appearances we've seen in flashbacks and whatnot, but this is the first time in the series we actually get to see them. For example, we see Hamato Yoshi and Oroku Saki, and this is before they became Splinter and Shredder. In a way, they started human. They were just normal human beings serving the Hamato Clan, not to mention they both were very skilled. But they also have one common thing, Tang Shen. Not only that, we also get some debuts as well. For example, Hamato Yoshi's father, Hamato Yuta, voiced by Hoon Lee. Surprisingly enough, Hoon Lee also voices Hamato Yoshi slash Splinter. So hey, that's a plus. And there's also Tang Shen. She is portrayed by Minae Noji. Minae Noji also portrays Karai in the 2014 live-action film. So yeah, how's that for a little interesting tidbit? I'd figured why not, because I never thought we'd get to see an actress who was in the live-action TMNT film of 2014 in this show. Ain't that fitting, because she voiced, or rather in this case, in the 2014 film, Minae Noji portrays Karai, who is loyal to the Shredder. And in the animated cartoon, in the flashback, what we see, she portrays her mother, Tang Shen. Wow, ain't that interesting? This episode is heavy in terms of origins and expositions, because we now finally get to learn how Hamato Yoshi and Oroku Saki become bitter enemies. But it wasn't always like this. We learn that, yes, the Hamato Clan had completely wiped out the Saki clan, including their leader, who is revealed to be Oroku Saki's father. Oroku Saki was then adopted, and he was raised alongside Hamato Yoshi. The two would be brothers, and Saki would not... it's just that I'm too tired of it, too frustrated. Yeah, this episode was just too good. We also learn, or rather in this case, Saki would eventually discover the truth as he grew up. And boy, the truth really did hurt. Yeah, it really did. And once Saki knew the truth, a hatred between the two would form. Not that it would matter, because they had a rivalry. They had a rivalry that was similar in many origin stories, especially in the original Mirage comics, where the only difference is that Hamato Yoshi had a rival, Oroku Nagi, Saki's older brother. The two of them were in love with Tang Shen, and in the end, Yoshi ended up choosing Saki. And when Nagi refused, well, let's just say it wasn't a pretty sight. If you saw the Mirage comics, you pretty much know. Yeah. So yeah, in this case right here, in the 2012 cartoon, we eventually learn that, yes, I believe Hamato Yoshi and Tang Shen are married, and they have a daughter named Miwa, who we know as Karai. And we actually finally get to see the truth. This episode is heavy in terms of origins, but it's really, really good. But the biggest concern is that why are the Turtles in the past to begin with? Well, there was a pretty good reason, and we eventually learn at the end. But it seems even their actions would actually cause a bit of trouble. Big trouble, as a matter of fact. Let's just say that it's not a pretty sight. Not pretty. Because the ending of the episode, as messy as that is, but before I do explain it even further, yeah, some of what the turtles did reminds me of Back to the Future. And I talk about the first one, like having Saki save Tang Shen and seeing the picture with Casey and April disappearing. Yeah, I am reminded of Back to the Future. Even Michelangelo mentions it, although he doesn't really say it first sound. But yeah, this is just a shocking thing. Very shocking, as a matter of fact. The ending was just, it hurt. And seeing those two battle each other and how it ended. I always thought that throughout the episodes, well, Hamato Yoshi lost Miwa. But after this, we finally know why. It was by Saki's own hand. Although Saki realizes it too late, and as everything crumbled all around them, Saki would suffer a scar, and in the midst of revenge, would end up taking baby Miwa and raise her to be Karai. Yeah, that was a bit depressing. A bit heavy, as a matter of fact. It really hit hard. But I liked it. As depressing as it would eventually turn out, I felt an episode like this was needed. Because it did answer a lot of questions. But it also made a lot of sense since, yeah, there was a reason why the Turtles went back in time to begin with. To ensure that not only Splinter survived, but to ensure their own existence. Ain't that fitting? Yeah, I really loved it. The highlight for me was the entire episode throughout. There are plenty of highlights. Me explaining it would be too much. But yeah, you should watch the episode for yourself. Trust me. I promise you this, you will not be disappointed. My rating for this, I'll just say it's a perfect 10. I loved it. It was one of my favorite episodes so far of Season 3. And Season 3 has already turned out to be pretty good, and I'm liking it big time. We only have 6 episodes left till the Season 3 finale, and if everything goes as planned, we should have everything done by the end of June. Look forward to the season finale when that comes. So yeah, that is going to be it for this episode review of TMNT 2012 Season 3. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, please be sure to hit the like button. It really does mean a lot to me, and I will see you guys next week. It's going to be a long one, alright? This is Mega Man NG signing off. Peace out. Boo Yakasha!